So I gave Boruto a chance. I kept giving it a chance after chance, and it just keeps letting me down. And I think I completely gave up on it. I don't even care what's coming up on the show anymore. I just gave up. It's just so many filler and so many bad choices, bad design, bad story. It's just not even like it's. I don't know how this came out after Naruto. I don't know how it's part of the Naruto universe because this show honestly it has 250 episodes as I'm making this video, and I'm telling you like 200 of them are actual fillers. The rest are just the rest of the canon is not even that good. So you have 250 episodes which is trash basically. And why I say this is I've watched Naruto and Naruto Shippuden all the way through. I watched all the fillers, I watched all the canon, I watched every single episode, and it became my favorite anime. The original Naruto, which I'm watching right now on Netflix, is one of the main reasons why I'm making this video at the first place, is because I see how good the show as like Naruto is as itself, and to see Boruto right after this, it's just I don't know how they made this show like this and how it's still even going on. If honestly Boruto had nothing to do with Naruto and Sasuke and they weren't even in the show or those Naruto characters weren't anywhere in the show at all, this show would have been canceled in like 2 seasons. Like honestly, the writing and the story, nothing makes sense in this like show. The characters. Let me talk about the characters first of all. This is one that could, I can deal with bad, writing, but the characters, I hate every character in the show. Every character, the new characters they add in Boruto is awful. I don't know, I can't get into them. Boruto, people hate him a lot, but I kind of, I don't hate him that much, but I still kind of hate him. But Kawaki and all those people, nothing makes sense. The characters, they have no motives at all. There's no motivations to anything. Like in Naruto, you had each main character, Sasuke, Naruto, Sakura, all of them had a purpose to, to achieve something in the end. Even the side characters in Naruto, they had their own story arcs, they had their own, motivation basically and everything. Every person's story went like together. They all connected somehow. And in this show, the only people's story that has any kind of, meaning is Naruto and Kawaki. The rest of the side characters, I don't know any of the side characters' names. I honestly don't. They all look like idiots. They look like just like half drawn out. They look like idiots. They look like all the characters in the show look stupid. Honestly, every character design is awful. It's like this is how new gen, anime is now, because you can tell from the effort they put into all the other characters back then in 2002 when Naruto came out, and you look at the characters now in Boruto in 2022, and it's like it looks awful. And I don't try to hate on Boruto or anything like that. I don't hate it like that, but it's just so annoying seeing people on Twitter. I don't know how I even get these posts, but I see Twitter posts saying like, "Oh, Boruto, like 200 episodes better than the whole Naruto universe." Like the whole Naruto, original Naruto and Shippuden. I'm like, how is that possible? Each character in Naruto had its story. It had its own, reason to even be in the show. Each character had the motivation basically, and the story around Naruto and Sasuke. Another one of the biggest problems I have with the show, with Boruto, is the enemies, the villains. They're possibly the worst villains I've seen in a while. Like, they for some reason, they took the worst part of Naruto Shippuden, which was the alien shit, the Otsuki, whatever the names are. They chose them as the thing to put into Boruto. The main story revolves around them. The worst thing on Naruto, that almost ruined the whole ending for Naruto. They made that the main focus of Boruto. Like, that makes no sense why we choose them. They came out of nowhere with the alien shit and they just kept going with it. Like, compare the characters from Boruto to Naruto's, like the villains and all that. Like, look at Code, Jigen, like whatever the new team is, Delta, like the new Delta Squad or whatever it's called. I forgot the name of the group. But look at them and then look at the Akatsuki. Look at like Obito, Pain, Madara. Look all these characters they had. Orochimaru, that's something else right there. The way talking about, I'm going all over the place right now, but like Orochimaru, look at these characters, how they portrayed the old characters into the new show. Like they look like awful, they look retarded. Look at Rock Lee, look how they made him look like a freaking meth addict. Like look at Orochimaru, looks like a female. Like this is the things that really gets on my nerves when I'm watching the show. When if you're gonna have everything about Boruto still have Naruto stuff involved in it, they don't mention anything about it. They don't mention anything that happened in Naruto Shippuden. Like they hinted a couple of times for like a couple of seconds and then just get rid of it. They just keep moving on to the trash story. But like I just don't understand why there's no talk about any of the characters from before, from the some original Naruto and Shippuden. Why is there no mention of like Madara? Why is there no mention of Obito, Pain, like what Itachi? Why is like Sakura not even talking about what happened with the Akatsuki, with Torino Sadara and all that, like what Sasuke was back then and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't understand why it's gonna be, if you're gonna do fillers, do that kind of fillers. Do those kind of fillers where they talk about the past. Those I would watch those because it makes sense to the story. If you keep making fillers about the new characters where you're trying to make them important, but you fail on doing them because they have no story to them, they have no backstory to them, they have no motivation, they're just there to be a side character. And that's why I don't really know any of the names. I don't know anybody's name. I really don't. They look like idiots. They look like I don't know. The character designs in the show is so bad. And from the story thing I'm talking about, the story makes no sense because there should be no one near Sasuke and Naruto's level. No one. Like, I know they have, Naruto's the Hokage and all that, and he hasn't really fought like that, but it's not like he's like he just became trash and forgot how to fight. So this would be no villain anywhere near Sasuke and Naruto's level in the first place. So it's like I'm not trying to sound like I'm a Naruto fanboy. He should never lose and all that. He should have some competition, but you gotta make out these villains and have them a real villain and a real character to them, a real story. You can't just bring them all out of fucking space, like all this alien Momokishi and stuff, and just put him in there and say, oh, he's OP because he just came in OP, So that doesn't make sense to me, and I just don't know why they do that, and they just keep forcing those kind of characters into the Borutoverse. And at the same time, they're destroying what Naruto was and what they built off of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. You make Sasuke lose his Rinnegan by getting stabbed in the eye. How does that even work? How are you gonna nerf him to that like that? If you're gonna nerf him, do something that makes sense, Because Boruto was, Momokishi took over his body basically, and he was so fast that Sasuke couldn't see him. Dude, Sasuke has the Rinnegan and the Rinnegan and Sharingan. How is he not gonna see that? It just makes no sense. And he pokes his eyes out, got rid of the Rinnegan, and there you go. Sasuke is nerfed now. Naruto is nerfed as well because he doesn't have Kurama anymore. There's no way that Sasuke, if this is Sasuke the real way they writ him out in Shippuden and how he's supposed to be portrayed, if this was the real Sasuke, he would never fall for anything like that. Sasuke would never lose to any of these fights. Honestly, he would not. He's out of chakra 24/7. Dude, Sasuke literally was fighting the Kages and shit, and then he went to the war. And this is Shippuden. He went to the war arc. He fought throughout the whole war against Madara, against Obito, against the Kaguya, and then went against Naruto right after, non-stop. And he didn't run out of chakra. He was running out of chakra, but it wasn't to that degree. And he was in his teenager years, And then now in this show, when he's older, when he's got more experience, he runs out of chakra in 5 seconds. It just makes no sense. They're just trying to discredit everything they had before just to make Boruto and what's the other guy's name, Kawaki, look stronger. And the karma shit they has on his hand, that kind of stupid story shit they have, that's why he gets his powers retarded, because it still has to do with the alien stuff, and that's possibly the worst thing they had in Naruto, the original stuff. So I think this video is long enough. I just can't get into the show. I tried many times, and they just try to get me out of the show. Maybe I enjoyed 10 episodes in a row of the Zeke and stuff. It was interesting, but it wasn't crazy good. And they finished it really fast. It wasn't like a couple episodes or something, and then it went back to like 50 episodes of filler, and we're still stuck in filler. So I just don't got time to keep watching fillers all the time. You know, I understand the reason for fillers, but you can't just make 50 episodes of fillers and then 10 episodes of canon and 50 episodes of filler. Like, how, dude, that's like a year or two of fillers basically. So yeah, this rant went on for a little bit or whatever, but I still don't understand how people like enjoy this. So I mean, I kind of understand if you enjoy it, if you never watched Naruto or you never watched any of the old stuff, as if you're just watching this as a first person getting into the universe of this, the Naruto universe, it makes sense for you. So I understand someone watching it and enjoying like that, but people that watch Naruto and then just go into Boruto and they enjoy it, I don't know how they're lying to themselves. But yeah, that's gonna be the video, guys. Yeah, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Thanks.